you're happy, and there is no end in sight to this marriage.
No. Mm-mm.
You look at me sometimes when I say things like that, almost like a little puppy dog, like it.
No, because I say it because I just feel for him, you know, because he's a man and he has to, you know, he's trying to work and do his thing, and I feel bad for him.
Well, how does it affect him when he hears about this? When he hears everybody, you know, predicting that this marriage is over, that he's living in the basement, that he's on the way out.
It makes me cry. That hurts me for him.
What hurts Britney most is the accusation that she's not a good mother. Coming up, she explains why she was visited by authorities checking on the welfare of her baby and talks about those so-called mommy mistakes. But first, Britney responds to something else that people are saying about her.
They started saying maybe she's a little bit of a redneck.
I think that's just cruel, but I just, you know, I feel like when you put labels on people like that and you do that, at the end of the day, they're just words.
When we return with Britney Spears.
Everybody's talking all this stuff about me.
Britney Spears has not even reached her 25th birthday, and she's already made her mark in the music world. Not only did her first album, Baby One More Time, hit #1, she followed that up not just one more time, but 3, for a total of 4 consecutive albums debuting at #1. No other female artist has done that. Not even Madonna, who introduced Britney to Kabbalah and taught her that a kiss is not just a kiss, not if it's on MTV. More on their relationship later. I met Britney right after her first taste of success when she performed at the Christmas tree lighting in Rockefeller Center back in 1999. This has been such an amazing year for you. Have you had time to stop and enjoy it?
Well, actually, things have been so crazy and things have been really, really fast, but I was home for like a week for Thanksgiving. I totally realized how blessed I've been this past year. It gave me a time just to really think about things. It's been really amazing.
Wow, good. And although she's come a long way since that interview, now a very rich woman with a reported net worth of more than $100 million, Britney says she's still the same down-home girl from Kentwood, Louisiana.
It seemed for a while people would describe you, they'd say she's this great young thing from the South, you know, small town girl.
I still am, man.
I know, but then all of a sudden...
I'm in good tea, okay?
But then all of a sudden, they started to use that Southern background in a different way. The tone of it changed. All of a sudden...
They make you feel like you have to have your transformation.
Well,
Madonna, reinvent yourself, right?
Right, but they started saying, maybe she's a little bit of a redneck. You started to hear that it wasn't a good thing, that all of a sudden it wasn't a good thing, your roots. They started to try and make it a negative thing. How did you feel about that?
I think anybody who's doing well in the public eye or whatever, there's always going to be a shift because people don't want to see somebody happy all the time. And they're going to try to take shots at people. You know, they did the same thing to Goldie Hawn when she did her show. And before she did Private Benjamin and all that, and then all of a sudden she became like this, oh my God, she's a star, you know. But they still gave her flack for her past and her...
Does the term bother you when you hear redneck? Because it's not used in a Gretchen Wilson proud of... Well, it's not used that way. I think
that's just cruel. You know, I think that's cruelty when you judge people. And I'm not a Bible belt, but I just, you know, I feel like when you put labels on people like that and you do that, at the end of the day, they're just words, and that's what I have to look at them. I mean, you have to be really strong, you know, and just be like, if that's what you want to say, then, you know, okay.
And this Louisiana girl now lives in luxury in California. Because of security concerns, she didn't want us to show her home. She did give us a tour of her lush backyard and admit, although she's not desperate, she's a housewife through and through.
I like to cook, try to cook. And I like to clean. I clean and I'm obsessive like that, and I like to, if I watch TV, I do watch the home, redoing the house, whole thing, and I get into like redoing my living room and the baby's room and all that stuff.
So do you clean the house by yourself?
Yes, I have a maid that comes once a week, but she slacks a little bit. But,
so if I were to come here and ring the doorbell by surprise, I could catch you vacuuming, doing the toilets?
Doing the laundry, everything.
See, there's a side of you we didn't know.
Oh, honey,
I
that is the
pictured there'd
real
be-
me, honey.
I pictured there'd be housekeepers around here.
No, I mean, this house is so big, I have to have some help.
In early fall, Brittany will have another room to clean, never mind diapers to change, when baby number 2 arrives.
How far along are you?
I am, I don't know. I think 6 to 7 months.
So you're
Yeah.
due in September? Mm-hmm. September, do you know what you're having?
I do not know.
Are you going to find out?
No, I want to be surprised. I'm very excited.
Talk about motherhood.
Motherhood.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Is it what you thought it would be?
It's more.
In what way?
I mean, you could possibly never realize you could love something that much.
Was that the way it was from the very beginning?
Oh yeah. The moment I saw him, just, it's amazing. I can't, words can't really describe.
Tell me about him. Describe him a little bit for me. I love to hear mothers describe their children.
We'll make this interview about other stuff now, if that's okay. I
That's
love
all right.
my son, and you know, that's great. And I wanted to touch on some things with my husband because of the tabloids, but I try to keep my baby out of this whole thing.
But of course, Brittany has not been able to keep her baby out of the spotlight or the tabloids. When we return, Britney Spears explains those infamous pictures, the ones that triggered so much controversy. And you'll see the toll it's all taken on a young mother.
What do you think it'll take to get the paparazzi to leave you alone? Is that one of your biggest wishes?
Yeah. It's okay.
When Britney Spears Speaking Out continues. In 2001, Britney Spears sang that she was not a girl, not yet a woman. Well, now she's a wife and mother in full-on protective mode, coming out swinging against those who are slamming her skills as a parent. Tonight, for the first time, she's taking on her critics and explaining one by one each of those damning pictures which seem to show her child in danger. As our emotional interview continues, Britney goes after not just the paparazzi and the tabloids, but even the doctors who recently treated her son. Yes, Britney Spears has achieved that Hollywood hat trick: success, money, and fame. Yet she says her greatest accomplishment is being a mom.
Motherhood's amazing.
But the one thing that gives her so much joy is, ironically, the very same thing that's made these past few months a very difficult time for Britney Spears. In February, Britney was photographed driving on the Pacific Coast Highway with her baby in her lap, in the front seat. It was a picture that became not only a punchline,
But in her defense, the baby had to sit on her lap because her husband Kevin was asleep in the child seat. So apparently,
but the source of serious debate all across the country.
I think it's very important that Brittany gets some baby safety training.
Oh yeah.
Tonight, for the first time,
moment,
Britney explains
I saw
just
him,
what happened.
You were photographed, I guess, by the paparazzi again, pursuing you.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Sean on your lap in the car.
Yeah.
Take me through what happened there.
If right now we got in the car and went to Starbucks, you would see 20 photographers there. And I went to Starbucks and I see a bunch of photographers and I'm scared and I want to get out of the situation and my baby's crying. They're coming up on the, you know, the sides of the car, which is a scary situation for me, you know, and they're banging on the windows, and that's not something I want my baby to, you know, so I get my baby out of the car and I go home. So, I mean, and I just feel like they're taking cheap shots.
But the fact of the matter is, while they pursue you, and we can argue for a long time, they shouldn't be doing it. And I would agree with you on that completely. They managed to snap a picture that didn't cast you in the best light.
Oh, of course, that is their job, and they do a very good job at it. And they've crossed the line so many times, you know, and I think because I'm a sweet young girl, nothing ever gets really done about it, you know.
When you were driving with Sean on your lap, did it clearly?
And
you're
it's
trying
seriously that driving incident. I did it with my dad. I'd sit in his lap and I'd drive. We're country. That's what, you know what I mean? It's
But what
not-
happened, though, it crossed from a paparazzi incident to next day, it's in the newspapers, and you've got all these legitimate people